Good morning, Sagittarius risings. My name is Dr. Mike Collins. I am a traditional Western astrologer, and today we are going to go over the month of January for you and the biggest transits. We there's not a lot of movement, like a huge lot of planets changing signs, but let's see what it means for each house for you. I will have February's up on my Patreon by the 15th, and then I will have February's up on YouTube by the 29th. If you appreciate my work, I would love it if you could head over to Ko-fi, Coffee, leave me a little something, or Venmo. And if you want a consultation with me, you are more than welcome to head on over to my website and sign up for an appointment with me. There are also a whole bunch of free goodies that will be up for the month of February and the rest of the year, month by month, that you are more than welcome to download for free. They're digital downloads. Let's get into what January means for you. Last Thursday, January 4th, we had Mars move into the sign of Capricorn, and Mars loves being in Capricorn. This is where it's exalted. It's where it has its most power. But it's not a like the tortoise and the hare race to the finish line. It is a slow and steady, only worrying about yourself. You are your own competitor. That's who you're competing against. It's kind of like that notion of when you're fighting for your own peace, you're only looking within yourself and not other people, you know? Um, a, a lot of the greats are the greats not because they're competing with others, but because they're competing with their last best score, if that makes sense. And so for you, Sagittarius risings, for this Mars entering in Capricorn, you don't want to hurt yourself. Okay. You're going to focus more on having fun. Not everything needs to be so serious. All right. Um, Actually, I lied to you. You're going to watch your spending and focus on better routines so that you can gain money slowly because it's your second house. Okay. Um, when it comes to the new moon that is happening in 2 days, all right, you are going to want to, are you looking for a new way to bring in resources? Slow and steady work ethic will get you there slowly, baby steps. And also remember to stay flexible. Okay. So if something isn't working, let's say that you have the goal from now until February 13th, or actually, no, because that's a new moon, for the next 6 months, because it's a new moon in Capricorn, until we have the full moon in Capricorn, which is going to be during Cancer season. Okay. 6 months from now, whatever that plan is for you to gain assets or change what your value system is, know that these are going to be slow but steady gains. Take your time. There's no rush. That whole manic, panic, I have to do this. There's a sense of urgency. Urgency does not mean you need to panic about it. Doesn't mean you need to be manic about it. Because when we get into that mindset, especially if you're a person who has ADHD, you end up hyper focusing on quite possibly the wrong things. So, if you have breathing techniques or anything like that that can keep you calm while you are trying to make a plan for that second house, I highly suggest you do that. On the 13th, we have Mercury moving into Capricorn. And so there's a good chance that money is going to start trickling in from those efforts that started on the new moon, which was on the 11th. So that's only 2 days later we're having this. And so, if not, then you're able to talk about your values more and have more self awareness and care for yourself. The following Saturday on January 20th, Sagittarius risings, it is Aquarius season. The sun is entering into Aquarius, and you're finding safe spaces close to home. It's how you're spending your time this Aquarius season. The values and energy to spend on work is there, but there's the chance of putting too much on your plate. Try and remember to under promise and over deliver as opposed to over promise and under delivering, or putting too much on your plate and then getting overwhelmed and not being able to complete it all and then being mad at yourself. On January 23rd, which is a Tuesday, we have Venus entering the sign of Capricorn. Venus entering Saturn's sign is not a bad thing because Venus and Saturn have a wonderful relationship with each other, because Saturn is exalted and very happy in Venus's sign of Libra. Okay. It is exalted at the 19th degree of Libra. And so whenever Venus and Saturn get together, it's kind of this, like, I guess I could say zaddy energy. You have this love of maybe history, love of boundaries, love of ancient artifacts, love of maybe like vintage. Um, so there's a very good relationship between the two planets. And when it comes to being in Capricorn, which is an earth sign, a grounded sign, it can be a love of earthly things. Okay. And I don't mean um like material goods, although it could be that. It's more of a love to stay with your feet on the ground. Um, Type of energy while you are headed towards your goals. Okay. And so Venus moves into the second house of values and finances. It's time to discuss with your boss about how you need to be paid adequately for the workload that you have. Know your worth, essentially. The last big transit of the month, is the Leo full moon, which is on Thursday, January 25th at 3 degrees of Leo. And so this is a sum up of whatever you started over the summer with that Leo new moon. Because when it comes to new moons and full moons, um, it ends up being this like just a summary, because it's a 6-month event. When you have a new moon, it ends up wrapping up by the full moon. So this full moon is a wrap up of whatever started on the new moon, and it's what kind of travel goals or school goals did you set over the summer? It's okay to spend your coins on making a commitment to a new pet, maybe, or training of the pet. Um, or something that will require you to have more at home time. Because let's say you do end up getting that new pet, let's say you get that new dog, that dog is going to require training. It's going to require patience. A lot of new dogs end up with separation anxiety. I know when I rescued my Pitty, we had a rough month or so. He's only been with us for around 3.5 months, and still we're finding that relationship where he is trusting us, and he is learning to communicate with us, and we are learning what his whines and all of that means. And it did require for someone to be available to let him out so he didn't pee on the floor, or to figure out how to give him treats so that he didn't want to go to the bathroom inside and he wanted to go to the bathroom outside, and so that he didn't have that separation anxiety whenever I left, because I was the one that brought him home. So that sums up the month of January. I know this was quick. I know it's late. I apologize for my lack of professionalism. The winter break was not a break for me because I have a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old, and it was extremely hectic. And so my goal for this year is to be way more organized. And so February stuff will be on my Patreon on the 15th, and February stuff will be here on YouTube on the 29th. Um, and that's pretty much it. Like I said before, if you would like to leave me a tip on Ko-fi or on Venmo, I'd really appreciate it. Pretty much all the money is going to be going to my nonprofit organization, which goes towards special education advocacy for people who can't afford it. Um, and I'll have that information up somewhere soon. I have a lot of plates spinning right now. Um, but thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. If you want a consultation with me, head on over to my website. I will see you soon. And until then, please know that you are worthy of all the good things that are coming your way. Thank you.